Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Women Unleashed. Today I've got Emma with me, who's a fellow entrepreneur in Dubai, and I wanted to get you on here to talk about your journey through entrepreneurship, living in Dubai, etc. So, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you?
Thank you so much for having me on.
My pleasure.
I'm happy to be here. I'm Emma. I am I just say entrepreneur, yeah. Female entrepreneur out here in Dubai. How I met yourself. What I do at the moment is I help business owners from all around the world to invest in property in Dubai, and help them with everything about getting everything set up over here as well.
Yeah, and that's how we met because I reached out to you. I was like, Emma, property time, maybe not just now, but we're looking into it.
Yeah, so crazy, yeah.
How did you get into the property market and the job itself?
So I originally actually had a online fitness business for a really long time, and that's probably how we vaguely know of each other as well, just from the online space. And then I was in the fitness industry for coming on 8 years in total. So a long time to be in the fitness industry, and I had kind of done everything. Like I'd done like the PT, and I'd done like managing gyms, I'd done running an online fitness company.
Yeah.
And I had grown that and scaled that. Like we had like 2 staff members, VAs, all of that stuff. And you know what? It's a crazy one because I've been through a massive career change in the last like 18 months. Well, a year, 12 months. And yeah, it's been absolutely wild. So essentially what happened was, I think like obviously I'm in my mid 27, 25, and like what happened to me was I had like this big business, I had this big company, and it was doing really well, and I absolutely loved it, but I had basically achieved all of the goals I had wanted to achieve within that time frame, within that space. So naturally like I wanted to move on to my next chapter. So again, because I'm a fellow entrepreneur, like my mindset has always been with real estate and with like, when you have a profitable business, it's like, how do you build like long-term wealth with that? And that's why I'm so passionate with working with business owners, because when I had my old company, there was no one there that could guide me or help me with property over here, or even in general. Like I work with a lot of entrepreneurs that are even in like the US and Canada, the UK, and there's just no one like that knows exactly what an entrepreneur goes through and knows like what their goals are. And there's so much opportunity in Dubai with property, with like especially for entrepreneurs, like with payment plans and stuff like that they don't know about. So I naturally just fell into the bracket of like working with entrepreneurs, because like a lot of my network are entrepreneurs, and then like referrals to other entrepreneurs. So like now it's like, okay, like yeah, like I think that this is going to be my mission, is like to help people that were just like me to like move on to that next stage of their journey within like maybe wealth creation long term. So.
And when you was in coaching, did you ever think, right, I am going to transition at some point, or did you not have any plans to transition? How did that come about?
So I always knew, even when I started coaching, I always knew that there was going to be a point that I wasn't going to do it forever. I didn't know when that point was. Like I didn't know when that initial, like no one's ever going to like wave a sign in your face saying, hey, it's time to change.
Yeah.
But you'll have signs, things might not feel as, you might not be as passionate about it anymore. And I'm a very passionate person in general. I have a lot of energy, and I love to be like, I'm creative and stuff. And I was like, God, like why am I not feeling like,
fulfilled by it, satisfied?
It was more so just like I wasn't being challenged by it anymore. Okay. And like that for growth is so important to me. And I kind of naturally was like, I just knew, I felt in every ounce of me that it's time to move on. And that was sad, because obviously like the business is amazing and the girls are amazing, but like I think it's your self responsibility to understand when it's time to move on to your next chapter.
100%. And I've always said that, do you know what I mean? I love coaching, but I can't see myself doing it forever.
Yeah.
Like you need to have that next step,
absolutely,
that progression within what you do to kind of keep you driven and motivated, because the people that we have businesses, we're ambitious naturally. So we want to have something else to progress towards.
Exactly. And I think as a coach, and I see this a lot with female coaches, even like a lot of my friends are female coaches, and even like a lot of my male friends are coaches. It's like you spend a lot of time like helping people to reach their potential and consistently pushing people to reach their next best level. But it's like, it honestly, I felt super selfish to like shut down my business to go and reach my next level.
But it's your life, isn't it?
Yeah, and like never say never, because like I love coaching and I always have this passion to help people. So like maybe in the next chapter I'll go on to help people in a different way, and like I'll coach in a different way. But it's like, I think it's always important to understand when it's your time to move on to that next like calling or whatever it is, especially in the game of entrepreneurship, because it is a crazy game.
It's very, very different as well, you know, from going from coaching to basically real estate.
You know what? It's not really.
No?
So I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and so you would think it would be, but there's very transferable skills. I don't know if it's transferable skills within like coaching itself, but there's transferable skills within owning a business.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like if I didn't have the background of owning a business, like I don't know what way I would have you know, perceived real estate, and what way I would have been like navigated as such. But like I made my sale within my first 3 weeks, and then I've consistently made a sale since, and like again it comes quite natural to me. Like I love it, and I think that's because I have that entrepreneurial mindset that I know how to navigate running a business. So I'm very thankful for that. Now the element of, and also like the terms of like cash flow and like talking about investment, that comes easy to me as well, because that's just the way I naturally think as the business owner. Again, entrepreneurs always think that way, so that's easy. And then it was just the initial like real estate itself. But for the last like 2 years I've been like eat, sleep, breathing like podcasts, books, everything, like falling asleep listening to like market insights, crazy, like
educating yourself, because you have to. It's completely different in that way. You're no longer telling people how to lose weight, you're actually helping people invest and make, you know, spend a lot of money, which is a lot more expensive than a coaching is.
Exactly. So it's a whole new challenge, but you know, with challenge comes a lot of growth, and it's like kind of like forced growth. Like I've had to force myself to completely level up in every single way, and it's been a journey, but it's been exciting, and I feel like we're just getting started again, which is really like amazing. So yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the property ladder here in Dubai. Like, tell me, how is it better than the UK, for example?
Okay, so I'm a firm believer in, like, I'm originally from Ireland, and I have a lot of clients from the UK, Ireland, even America now as well, and I'm a firm believer that I don't ever want to diss a country. Like, I don't,
100%.
you know what I mean? Like, same way with coaching, I'd never diss anyone's style of coaching or nothing like that. Like, just, I don't believe in that. However, what I like to do is I like to just highlight the benefits of Dubai that people just don't know.
The pros and the cons, you know, there's everywhere.
Exactly.
So if somebody was to come to you and be like, oh, I don't know whether to invest in the UK or whether to invest in Dubai, what would you say?
So what I would say to them is I would, and I'll lay it all out now, but like I wouldn't say like, don't invest in the UK, don't do that. I would say, well, here's what Dubai has to offer, and here's everything, transparency, everything. And then I would say, you know, and then maybe go to someone in the UK and get that transparent, you know, consultation, and then you decide where is best for you. Because I think, you know, there is a lot of, say, agents, there is a lot of people that are so close, they're very quick to like shove things down each 100%. Other's necks and stuff, and I think it's better just to educate and just to, you know, give advice and consult, and then let that person say, okay, naturally I feel like there's more opportunity in this market, or I feel safer to go this market, and but in terms of like the UK, Ireland, America, so say for example, let's use you for example. Okay, so say you're from the UK and you don't know whether you're going to go back to the UK or whether you're going to stay here. So in terms of you, what I would say is, okay, so you're an entrepreneur. In the UK, you would need to, you know, take out a mortgage. You would have to either take out a mortgage, there's two ways, or put down upfront cash. Okay, so both ways. It's also a very, very stressful process to buy a property in the UK. Like, you know, you have like a lot of paperwork to do. It takes time to get the property transferred over. There's heavy taxes in the UK. Again, these are all facts, it's not me. The taxes in the UK, you have stamp duty, capital gains, and rental income tax. And your ROI, like say for example in London, is like anywhere between 2 and 4%, and that's before tax. So you can say give or take out 1% with tax, so you're talking about 2-3% ROI. Okay, versus Dubai. So for Dubai, for an entrepreneur, this is why I love working with business owners, is because you don't have to take out a mortgage, and you don't have to put down upfront cash as well. So developers over here offer 0% interest free payment plans. So this is what we were speaking about, is like you can literally, like it's crazy, like the same way you can buy a car in the UK, you can buy a property over here,
basically finance.
and 9 times out of 10, like a new car is going to depreciate in value, whereas over here your property is going to increase in value, and it's also 0% interest versus like, you know, maybe 4, 5, 6% interest, whatever.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and the interest makes a huge difference, like as well. So yeah, so that's the first thing, is you can, and that's what a lot of entrepreneurs don't know. So when I speak to entrepreneurs and I tell them about payment plans, they're like, hold on, what is a payment plan? What are you talking about? How can I buy a property on a payment plan? And I'm like, this is why like I'm trying to work with a lot of entrepreneurs, because I'm like, I feel like it's a missed opportunity for them, because they can just easily buy properties. And back when I was running Embody and we were doing really well, 6 figures and stuff, it's like I wish I would have had someone to say, hey, just put this aside per month, and I would have had like 1 or 2 properties by now. But I didn't have that. So that's why I have this like passion to spread this about it. In terms of like your rental income, so Dubai is anywhere between 6 to 10%. 6 is on the lower side, but 6 is still phenomenal for an investment without tax. So 6 to 10%. Also, there's no interest, high rental returns. It's super easy to buy a property over here as well. So all you need is your passport. So you're a resident of Dubai, but say for example you were back in the UK and you weren't a resident, you would still only have to have your passport and the down payment of the property.
Do you become, you get a visa when you buy a property here, right?
Yes.
Golden visa.
Yeah, so there's 2 types of visas. So that, moving on to my next point, is 1, it's so simple for you to buy a property over here, and then 2, it comes with all sorts of benefits. So there's 2 types of visas. There's one normal investor visa, and that's if your property is around 750,000 dirhams.
I'm on an investor's visa, you know that?
Sorry?
I'm on an investor's visa.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're not on a business visa, you're on an investor visa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, so my business is registered as on an investor's visa.
Yeah, love that. So that's the investor's visa. And then there's a 10-year UAE golden visa.
Yeah.
This is like the golden ticket.
This is the gold. This is what everybody wants.
This is what everyone wants. And this is why, again, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs in any space. Like I work with like even like gym owners, salon owners, stuff like that, but also a lot of digital entrepreneurs, because if someone's in the US and they buy like a property for 2 million, which is around $500,000, let's say give or take, they can still stay in the US and they can have property here, they can be a resident here, they can sponsor their family on that visa. There's all sorts of like business benefits with it as well. And they don't the one thing people don't know about the golden visa is they don't have to come in or out of the country to keep that active.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's like with normal ones, you have to be here every 6 months and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah. So there's no time frame on these visas. So, you could have, and again, that's another thing people just don't know about. So there's so much like kind of misconceptions and maybe information that people don't know, or maybe it's lost in translation, that there's just so much opportunity. So when you look at all of this in terms of the Dubai market, also the one of the biggest factors of Dubai is an engineered city. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. So what this means is it's very different to like the UK, Ireland, America in ways, Canada, Europe, etc. So Dubai, say in 2000, had around 70,000 residents. Dubai in 2025, 25 years, is 3.8 million residents.
You was telling me this the other day, because you were telling me like in like how many years?
25 years, right?
Yeah.
So in order for how Dubai has grown that fast is the government have had these intentional plans in place. They're called master plans. Essentially kind of run it like a business, where they want to have certain infrastructure in, certain communities built, certain roads built, population goals, etc. But they have done that consistently since 2000 to get it to where it is now. So everything's been intentional. And it's been like, a business goal. It's like, okay, I want to achieve X. So then you'll, reverse engineer, your content, your outreach, etc. Exact same way what Dubai is doing.
They're smart.
Exactly. So what opportunity that presents for engineers, for entrepreneurs, is right now they're moving on to their 6th master plan. So people look at Dubai and they're like, oh yeah, it's all built, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Dubai
It annoys me when people say that.
Oh my God.
It's just people like, oh, Dubai's just reached it, its peak. It's just going to go downhill from here.
Yeah.
Saudi's going to take over. It's like, well, Dubai's so many years ahead.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how fast Saudi will pump in the money into Saudi, I think they're still always going to be behind.
You know what, though? It's just lack of education. It's not even like, I don't even think it is like, people trying to be like, what's it called, like biased or unbiased towards it. I think it's just genuinely lack of information. So I think that the more information people have, the more they can learn about it. So essentially, Dubai now is going to be nothing like it will be in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be absolutely insane. So what I mean by that is they have like their 6th master plan in place. They have like economic agendas. So the government like actively are putting in measures to make Dubai one of the top 3 cities in the world to work, to live, and to invest. So for global business owners, or even local business owners, what other country has that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're also, the population's 3.8 million residents. It's going to be 7.8 million residents by 2040, which is again an intentional plan. That absolutely will happen, because
honestly, these flying taxis that they're talking about that are going to start this year, they need to start it ASAP, because these roads are a joke.
Yeah. So what they're doing with the roads, obviously, like, they along the way of these plans, they're like, okay, we need to level up here again. So say for example, the population's grown so much, yes, the roads, the traffic is crazy. So now again, they're building so much more infrastructure. They're building roads on roads. They're building underground tunnels, new metro stations. Elon Musk just signed a partnership with the Dubai government to put in a full underground full underground tunnel, very similar to Las Vegas, where you can kind of travel the city underground, which is, why would he pump that money in here? He sees the vision for what is happening.
100%.
Yeah, he's not stupid, So sorry, back to my point is, this all presents, so there's a lot of land left in Dubai and a lot of potential in Dubai right now at this moment in time for entrepreneurs to make a lot of money through real estate, obviously depending on like where they invest, what property they buy, the strategy behind that, etc. But there's a lot of opportunity. And then when you look at the UK, I would say to you, okay, the future of that city is going to directly affect how your investment performs. So if you're investing in a country, I would want to know, like, okay, well, where's this country going to be in 10 years time? Because how much is my property going to be in demand or grow? So in Dubai, entrepreneurs right now are at this point where that's going to happen. Like, there's going to be a demand for it. Versus like, say, like in the UK, like there's no plans in place.
There's
for
no
anything.
growth from it. Like, if you look at Dubai in itself, and you look at the UK, look how much Dubai has grown in the last 5 years. What's the UK done? It's going the opposite way, if anything. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like there's as much oomph there. It's just constant dramas within the politics and the government and everything else.
People aren't even secure in their own government. Like,
exactly. Do you know what I mean? People are just against one another, whereas here everybody's working together to make the place better. And I'm not just sitting here, like trying to convince people to come to Dubai and whatnot.
Exactly.
But we are just talking about the benefits. Yes, it has its cons.
Yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
anywhere has.
Yeah.
But in my comparison of living in the UK and living here, like, I came here 3 years ago. It's changed in the last 3 years. It's changed massively.
Yeah, 100%. And
so imagine another 10.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't even be like, to everyone, like, because I'm aware that there's people back home that might not be in a position to be able to up and leave and come over here, 100%. And people in the UK, etc. But it's also, for me, with businesses, and like, if you're going to invest in a property, you don't have to be in Dubai to invest in that property. No. But if that property is going to perform, double, triple the amount of a property in the UK, then I don't know, like, the main aim of investing is to make money. So, like, then I just say, okay, like here, I'm just giving you facts, and then you can go and make your own decision.
Yeah, do what you want with it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I think I know how much I've learned from you just in the last few days, from you kind of telling me about property and everything else, and it just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know, for the investment side of things, yes, people need to have a bit of money to invest here, because it is a little bit more expensive to invest here than it is the UK.
You know what? It's not really.
No?
I mean, this is another misconception. So I actually went home over Christmas back to Ireland, and I was speaking to a lot of business owners back home. And they're like, oh, like, you know, I would love to invest over there, but I just don't have the money. Or like, it's way too outpriced for me. And then I'm like, but what do you mean? Like, and they're like, oh, well, you see, like, you know, the villas and the Palm, and it's just, and I'm like, but you're looking at the top.
You literally,
that's like looking at top real estate in London or top real estate in New York, you know, Manhattan, you know, it's like Brooklyn, whatever. It's like, no, there's a whole other element of the market. And that's where you're actually going to make your money, because you're coming in at a low price per square foot, and you're giving that market time to mature and that property cycle time to go full circle. So you don't want to look at these areas that are super expensive. Anyway, as I was telling you.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, you need somebody to advise you on that, because I was so set. I was like, I want a Birdview apartment downtown, done. That's it. And I know which building I want. I know which tower I want. I knew everything and I knew how much it was. And I was like, I didn't think about making it work. And I didn't think about, you know, the benefit I'd have from it, the financial benefit of it, you know. And then when I sat down and spoke to you, I did like what you said. You was like, do you want a bougie apartment or do you want to make money? And I was like, well, I want both, but
in an ideal world,
in an ideal world, I want both. But no, obviously, want to make money, and then when you make more money, then you can get that bougie place that you do want.
Exactly,
of course,
strategy,
yeah. But there's just because, you know, you're not investing in this bougie apartment, which is downtown, which costs 4 times the price of somewhere like Town Square.
Yeah, and you're stressing yourself, and it's a stressful process.
But they're just as nice, the beautiful places, and they're going to make you more money quicker.
Yeah.
So it's about having the right guidance around it, I would say, with people.
Yeah, 100%. And even like that was advising you to go for property that's maybe nearly like a third of the price,
literally.
But I know that's going to be better for you, and I know the potential in that area is so much higher. So again, it is just about getting the right guidance. And
100%. And you know, you can tell that you've got the client's best interest at heart. Because you could be sat there telling me, no, get the Birdview, it's 3 times the price, get that one.
Do you know what I mean? Which, you know, unfortunately, there would be agents that would do that.
100%.
Yeah, unfortunately, but like that's where, like, you know, transparency comes in, and like again, I put the facts in front of you, and I'm like, again, if you wanted the Birdview, but I've given you the facts, you want that, okay?
Yeah.
But I've given you the facts, and then you can make up your own decision. You're like, okay, I get what you're saying here. I can see what you mean, and numbers speak more than, you know. We all love the Burj, but. Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's not even going to be the tallest building in the world, you know. Have you been to the Museum of the Future?
I actually haven't.
No, so in there they said by 2071, I think, they said the Burj is no longer going to be the tallest building in the world.
Really? As in a different country will outperform us?
And I can't remember what they said. Probably Saudi or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie,
probably.
But they did say it was another country.
It's definitely
like
going to be a
China.
Middle Eastern country. I don't know.
Yeah, which was mad because 2071 is like not that long away.
Girl, I'm gonna be 71 in 2070. So let's talk about tomorrow.
Oh my god, that means I'm gonna be even older. I'm gonna be 20.
You'll be
73, 74. That's crazy. I'm being old granny.
We'll redo the podcast at that
stage. We'll rewatch it. I'll have my little grandkids coming up to me like, look at this tallest building in the world. I'm like, back in my day, the Burj was the tallest building in the world.
I'm going to research that because I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go to Museum of the Future.
Yeah.
If anyone's in Dubai as well, give it
a little day out.
Yeah, a little day out. It's very interesting. Okay, so what would you say to people that are wanting to invest but don't know how to go about it?
So I think a lot of people who want to invest, like, again, just kind of bringing it back to me, as in just for people to relate to, like, when I had the business and stuff, I was 100% in a position to invest, do you know what I mean? But I just didn't know, and I didn't have the right guidance, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So if you are looking to invest, either one, seek someone who knows what they're talking about and can guide you in the right direction, like the social proof there, you know, they've worked with people, and try to find someone who's worked with someone who has a similar situation to yourself, because most likely they'll have the kind of skills and knowledge to be able to help you. And then either one, like have a consultation and see, like, it's always good to scope your position to see, okay, are you in a position to invest right now, or will you be in a position to invest in 6 months time or 12 months time? Because either way, you'll come away from that conversation and say, okay, like, yeah, I'm actually in a position to invest right now. Let me start that search of looking for properties. I feel comfortable. I feel like it won't stretch me. I'll feel happy about it and inspired by it and not like stressed about it. Or you'll have that conversation and say, do you know what, this is a little bit stressful right now, but let me look at the numbers, and like I'll actually have something to aim towards in the next 6 months or 12 months, and I have something to push towards, or something to like, it's always good to have goals set. So if you have a little goal set to like invest in a property in a year's time, that's an amazing goal to have set as a business owner, especially a female. And this is what I was even saying to you, as like, it's really amazing that you came to me about property, because I think people look at like investors, and well, they think of investors, right? And they think like, you know,
Male.
Warren, straight away male. Then they think like Warren Buffett, or they, they just think of these big macho, old school American Gatsby vibe investors, right?
Yeah, we've got the female power coming
through. My God, like,
100%.
as in like my very first sale was a girl back home in Ireland, and I was like, wow, like amazing for her, you know? It's like another part of what I want to try to do is like normalize, one, how easy it is to invest, but two, like, I work with males as well, but I think females just like need to understand that it's such a normal thing to want to secure themselves up for the future.
100%.
You know,
100%.
create more streams of revenue.
Exactly, and have that own security for yourself 100%. As well, you know, not relying on men. Like, people are probably going to cancel me for this, but like, you know, we live in a different generation now. We don't need a man to provide for us. Yes, it's nice. Yes, I do like the old
subject.
I do like the old school way. Of course, like every woman wants a man to provide for them. But I feel like now as females, we are more in our masculine energy, and we want to do well for ourselves, just in case, because you never know. Just in case, you never know when that man's going to leave and that man's going to walk out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you never know what's going to happen in life. And that way you're supporting yourself.
Or
and
if
you've always
you
want to
leave.
Or if you want to leave,
that
works both ways.
That you're not, you know, you're not tied to a situation. That's the most important thing for a female. And, you know, is like, people think like, okay, they're going to work so hard because they are so independent. But it's like, no, I want to work so hard just to have my own life and my own ambitions and my own, you know, financial security. And I still want a man, and I think men are absolutely amazing, and they definitely can, you know, provide you with a lot of like.
Where would we be without men?
Where would we do? You know what I mean? They're the best. Men are the best.
You know,
right?
Men are the best.
But on the other side, it's like you need to also, be able to have that choice to walk away if that situation does not serve you. And that's where it comes with like, maybe not just having your own business, you don't have to have your own business, but having your own life and having your own
Give yourself
money.
Security.
And like there's a property there, either you can go live in that property, or you can rent that out and you can go travel the world, because it's passive income.
Exactly.
So it's like there's options. But I think that's why I was so like, I actually didn't know you properly before you reached out to me to look at a property. And then that's the first thing I said to you, I was like, that's amazing that you're a female. I love to see it, that girls are like, hey, I'm looking at investing. I'm like, say less, queen. I'm like, I'll look after you, say less. You know what I mean? So I think it's important for even girls watching this channel to be like, it's just normal, you know, but need to taboo. It's very taboo. Detabooize, like, that's totally not a word, but women that want to just aspire that little bit higher and secure, even 100%. For their kids, you know what I mean? It's so important.
Exactly. And I don't know why it's just clicked. You know, we talk about this like passive income and like, what, you know, it's just coming in. It's only just clicked to me, like, once you actually pay off your property, every year it's just your own money.
Passive. It's
like, I don't know why that's just like pennies just drop. Like, in my head
it's leverage. So leverage is the key word in any investment, because the less money that you put in, the more leverage you have, and the more then you're gonna have, like, you're gonna make more money. So like with a payment plan, you're completely leveraging the developer's payment plan, because you don't have to put all your money in. You're only putting slight, like, you know, installments in over time. And then what people do with off plan as well is they'll leverage the developer's payment plan. Then when the building is completed, say there's an extra, let's just say 30% left to be paid. even if people have the money there to pay the 30%, that's not what leverage is. What you want to do is you want to take out a mortgage because you want to leverage against the bank's cash flow, and then you want to get a tenant in. The tenant's going to pay off that mortgage naturally. Then that 30% that you do have spare, or pop off Queen if she has a spare, put it into another property. Go 100%. Again. It's like a cycle. Again,
Exactly, and then you end up owning multiple properties. Like, that's what I want to do, you know, just have multiple properties, get into the property market. Maybe not to the extent that you do, but who knows? You know, later down the line, I might like it.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that, because, you know, I'm obviously doing this now, and I honestly absolutely love it. I just think it's so interesting, and there's so many different ways to go about it. But women, like, people in the, not even just in the fitness industry, like I have a lot of entrepreneurs who are friends, blessed to have such amazing people, like high achieving women that are my friends, but like they'll reach out to me and they'll be like, you know, I've been doing this business for a long time now, and I'm kind of like, I'm just don't know what's going on. I'm feeling a bit about the whole thing, like how's property, how's all going, and I'm like, it's such a normal thing, especially when you're in your kind of mid-20s, if you've been doing something, even
having a midlife crisis in your mid-20s, basically.
So normal.
We just go through a mental B at 27. Pretty sure that's going to happen at like 40, 50.
You know, I think this generation's moving so quickly that I think this generation's moving so quick that it's happening earlier. Like, you know, people are like 22 are having midlife crisis.
Oh, stop it.
But it's also like there's so much to compare yourself to now. That
there is,
compare, like, say 40-year-olds might back in the day might have compared themselves to like their friends or their family who are also 40 and, you know, have all this stuff going on, whereas now it's like, you have your local neighborhood to compare yourself to, or the people that you went to school with or college with or you worked with or your friends, but alongside all these other people you also have
social media, like
people that you literally don't know
on social media,
and millions and billions of them. So this is why all this stuff is happening.
And you know what, like, for me, I always compare myself to those around me, and it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, because in a good way that it keeps me motivated and, you know, ambitious and whatnot. But I have a lot of friends who are older than me as well. Now, I'm not saying younger people don't do well, because they do, but a lot of my friends are 30 plus, and I compare myself to them sometimes, and I'm like, I need to be doing better. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you just need to sit back and be like, okay, look at where I am, and look at where some people my age are as well. I think it's a normal, natural human thing to kind of compare yourself a little bit. Like, it's such human nature. But I think the way I look at comparisons, I always look at comparison as like kind of like proof or evidence or inspiration. So say if I look at, let's just say for example, I look at like a female who's maybe like say 30 at this point, and I'm 25, and I look at her and say she's like built this huge real estate empire, and you know, she's amazing, and I'm like, I wouldn't compare myself. I'd say, God, if she can do that, I can 100% do that. 100%. You know, and like inspiration.
In a way, it's like, girl, how did you do that? Like, you know, you want to go for coffee? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I think people need to change their perspectives, that they automatically think that someone else's success or someone else's beauty, like, or someone else's, I don't know, like friendships or energy takes away from their own. And it's like, no, and that's how it is taken away from them, because you're disempowering yourself.
Exactly.
Like, say like you're such a beautiful girl and you're a boss entrepreneur, and like I love being around you, and it's like I would never compare myself to you, because I just look at you and I'm like, love her vibe, love her
energy. Love that.
Do you know what I mean? And it's because I want to empower myself always. You know what I mean? And if I disempower you, I'm disempowering me as well. You know?
No, I love that. So that is so true. And I think a lot of people get into that spiteful mindset as well.
And it naturally happens.
Natural as well, 100%. It
happens, but it's for you to be like, okay, I'm making life harder for myself. I'm dulling my spark. I'm dulling my energy. I'm not serving anyone. People even want to be around me when I'm like this. I don't even want to be around me when I'm like this. Literally. And it's normal. I think it's normal when you're going through elements and you're like kind of noticing like, hey, why is this triggering me? Why is this? But it just do some healing, do some self-development, and pull yourself right there. Apologize to the people and go move on.
100%. You know? But I've had moments like that, you know, like I'd be sat here like lying if I said I didn't, that I'm this amazing person. But I've had bad moments, but I'm working on that. I'm like, well, why do I feel a certain way? Do you know know what I mean? It's human nature.
It's just, I think the more you understand, that's I think a lot of your podcast is about self-development stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the more you know about yourself, the more you can understand yourself, and the more
Yeah.
you can apply it and then have a better life. And it's just about having a better life, because the better you feel, the better life you'll have, you know.
100%.
So yeah.
And your kind of transformation, not transformation, your transition from coaching to where you are now, would you say it's the best thing you've ever done?
So I'm still on this journey, and I'll be completely honest with it. I'm still on this journey. My coaching brand meant a lot to me. Like it was like, you know what it's like to build a coaching brand. It's blood, sweat and tears, quite literally blood, sweat and tears, like every day. And like I went through a massive transformation myself. Like I was like 30 kg heavier. I was not in a good place, and I went through a big journey myself. So my coaching business was like a byproduct of me going through that journey and really wanting to help people to do it themselves. So it was nearly like a very like soulful journey for me to do that. Whereas now I feel like I'm onto the next chapter of my journey, where like, you know, I've built this confidence and I want to now build a new business to a new level. And I hope one day that I can get back in the coaching space to help women with maybe building their businesses, or like in different ways. So I'm still in transition, I would say. It's weird going from a coach to kind of maybe I feel like I'm in like the student seat in my life right now, and I'm learning and I'm developing, I'm growing. So but again, life comes in stages, and like, you know, you have to like embrace every stage you're in. So I'm trying to embrace and be a sponge right now and soak it all up and apply it and take action and build something new. And then but sorry to answer your question on the spiel there. It's definitely a decision I had to make. And as I move forward and as I learn more, it all makes sense.
Are you glad you made the decision?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Obviously,
it was
scary.
Sad. It was sad.
Sad, scary, because you don't know what's coming
Yeah.
as well. You know, you're making this huge life change.
Yeah, it's fear of the unknown, isn't it? And but the thing for me is like, I really believe in like creating your success and creating, you know, creating your life and creating your future. So for me, when I like quit my last company and shut it down, I was like, okay, I have to move into this next stage of creation, like, do you know what I mean? So I didn't look at it like I'm failing. I looked at it like, okay, this is a whole new chapter, and it's like I have to go hard now. I have to really level up like a crazy person.
I don't know if I told you this, but when I first moved to Dubai, I was doing coaching like alongside. Like I just quit my nursing job. I was doing a bit of coaching.
Oh,
yeah,
you did
I'm a
tell
nurse.
me
Yeah.
that.
So I would, coaching like wasn't doing that well because I wasn't putting any effort into it. I was just like, oh, whatever. It wasn't really a brand. You know, I was doing a few meal plans here and there, training programs, and I was like, what can I do in Dubai? Because I came in and I lived off my savings for about 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like, what can I do? And I was like, I'm going to get into real estate. But what I didn't like, did I not tell you this? I didn't work in real estate. Don't worry, I didn't do it.
I hear horror stories, to be fair.
Yeah, no, but the reason why I didn't do it is because obviously they put you into rentals, and I was like, nah. I was like, I'm not doing that. I know I can sell. I want to go straight into sales, and they was like, nah. And I was like, okay, bye. I'm not doing it.
So it's so funny that you say that, because I wasn't told to go into rentals, but I was advised, and I said, absolutely not. I says, you don't know who I am. I says, don't worry about it. I've got this. And then 3 weeks in, I made my first sale. It was actually I actually broke a company record for the fastest sale to come through like a personal connection.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've got this.
Amazing. So do you work for a company?
I work alongside a company, yeah. But I'm trying to like, it's very like, people are with companies in Dubai, but it's like you build your own personal brand within that company essentially. So yeah, my little brand is called Global Influence.
I love it. I feel like you've given me a bit of inspiration. You've given me a little bit of a buzz. I'm like, watch me go home and close down my coaching brand.
No,
I'm joking.
Absolutely
I'm
don't
joking, girls.
I'm not responsible. No, you know, but you know, if one thing I want to, you know, achieve in this next chapter is like, I just want to show people that it is literally okay to change careers. And whether it's even like a young mom, or whether it's someone, an entrepreneur who has a business, or whether even if it's just some random like female back home being like, what do I do with my life? I just want to try to show people that like, because I inevitably start from scratch again, and I went from being in a very fantastic, I went from having a 6-figure company to not knowing what the hell was going to happen, and that was by choice. So everyone was like, she's crazy.
But people do, like, I made a massive career change. I went from nursing. Actually, think about it, I have.
Yeah.
I was like,
I know, that's huge. Like, look at you now.
From nursing to coaching, do you know what I mean? I went
and look
from
at where
having...
we are, like, it's crazy.
I know, it's amazing.
I hope you have a little aha moment.
Literally, like, such a grateful moment. I went from working in a hospital, days, nights, 12-hour shifts, and hating my job and thinking, right, well, what now? And that's all I knew, to completely risking it all.
Yeah.
Leaving a secure job. I remember my mum saying to me, she was like, are you sure you want to do this? She was like, you are leaving a very, very secure job. I'm like, and what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
I'm not going to move forward in life.
What's secure though?
Yeah,
What's secure?
I'm not going to move forward in life if I just stick to what's safe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a huge risk taker though.
Oh,
but not
girl,
everybody's
same.
the same.
We should maybe stop being friends right now.
I know.
Let's just
encourage bad behaviour. Encourage bad behaviour.
But it's it's not even a risk taker. Like in like terms of like, I'm honestly really chill. I don't really drink. I don't really do. I'm a very chill girl.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm a risk taker in terms of like, I will risk everything. To go after what I want.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Yeah.
I always get what I want. Always.
It's like conviction, isn't it? You already know.
With everything from men to work to money, like everything.
Yeah.
If I want, I'll get.
Yeah.
And that's just
what's your psychology behind that, or what's your, maybe for if someone's listening, like how does she do that? Like,
I don't know. Do you know what? Like, it's always been that way since I was little.
Love
and
that.
I think it was just me being so competitive, like with my dad and stuff. And then my dad was the one that kind of instilled it into me. So like when I was competing back in the day, my dad always used to say, see, you always have to go after what you want and you always get it. And he's always kind of said it, and it's just stuck with me. And I'm like, looking back at life, yeah, I do. Like, I said I was going to move countries, I've moved. I said I was going to quit my job, I moved. I said I was going to do this, I wanted to have my own business. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I always go after, this is going to be a little thing, it's quite funny. So I always used to say, I want to have a job where I can get my nails done. Because you can't as a nurse. I couldn't have my nails done as a nurse. Those little
so
things.
It's deep for me.
Yeah, so this is deep.
Look at my French tip.
I have French now, so everybody at the hospital, I have French and you used to have ugly nails.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the little stupid things, but then the big things as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that comes from. Like, I'm just a sore loser.
It's a mindset. It's definitely a mindset, and it makes sense if like, you've always been taught that from a young age. It's like it's your natural. If you didn't get what you wanted, it'd be like, what I'm wrong here? Like, how did I not get that? Yeah, 100%.
And it's not always going to be easy. Like, sometimes, it's a struggle, and you think, fuck, how am I going to get there?
Yeah.
Like, I do have moments where I doubt myself.
Yeah, normal.
With everything.
Normal.
I'm like, how am I ever going to make it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I'm just sat there, like, and then I'll have a great day, and I'm like, oh my God, everything's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like having the faith that like you're gonna make it regardless, isn't it? Like, it doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's getting them negative thoughts. Like, as soon as I think that, I'm like, no, clear that thought process, because that's only gonna make me down, and I don't want to attract that negativity either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a strong believer that whatever you think, you manifest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think like writing it down as well. Like, just one of my favorite quotes is like, it's like on down on paper, out of mind. Yeah. So like if you just write it on paper, and then it actually leaves your mind.
Oh really?
Yeah. Even if you put down the maddest stuff, like no, honestly, this stuff works. Like the other day, I'll actually give you a laugh, right? So the other day, was it last Wednesday or something? I was having just a traumatizing day in work, as you do as an entrepreneur. Okay, and it was like I needed to get some stuff done, but the systems that I needed to work on were all having tantrums. A moment. It was connected to like my Irish number that I couldn't get through to the network before. It was a crazy day, right? It just kept happening. I was like, I'm actually making this happen because I'm getting so, And then I just took out my notebook. I wish I actually had it in front of me because I literally have it on the page, and it was like, calm down, full stop, deep breaths, full stop.
I love that.
Everything's gonna be okay, full stop. Followed by, did anyone die? No. Okay, can we continue today? Yeah, absolutely.
But that's a nice way to do it. Whereas if it was me,
Yeah.
I'd be like writing swear words. I'd be like, to shit with this. I'm
Probably
done.
wrote down fuck on there somewhere. Do you know what I mean? But after about maybe 5 minutes, I was like, and then it's funny. The network provider rang me, got it all sorted, got back into the systems, done.
There you go.
Do you know
I
what I
think
mean?
like when you are in that frame of mind, everything just keeps going
Everything's
wrong. Like
amplified.
I always say, you know, like say you wake up late, right?
Yeah.
First thing in the morning. That's the first thing you do in the morning.
know.
The rest of your day is gone to shit.
Yeah.
Like you wake up late, everything else is going to follow, and that's because you're in a negative mindset. You're rushing.
Yeah.
This goes wrong, that goes wrong. You're like, oh my god, everything's going wrong.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all a mindset.
100%. Whereas if you like set yourself up for the day, you don't have to get up at 5 a.m. If you set yourself up for the day, go for a walk, go to the gym, do some
Chill,
movement,
slow.
you know, nice, and get yourself really, really set up mentally, physically. Then regardless of ending, you've automatically like you've won that battle in the first place, so that everything else is going to feel easy. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That was very, very insightful. Have you
Aw.
got anything that you would like to add that we haven't spoke about?
Is your audience like mostly female?
I want to say yes. However, we do have guys that I get replies to some podcasts saying, I watch your podcast, and it's guys, straight
Ah.
guys as well.
Love that. Okay, well, so the gals and the guys.
And I am actually debating getting some guys on the podcast.
I think that would be really good.
Yeah, obviously we are Women Unleashed, whatever, but I do think we need that other aspect of the male in here as well.
100%. As we said, like males are, they're the best. Like, yeah, I feel like people that have like say women only podcasts, men assume they're just like anti-men and all that.
Yeah.
But it's like no, like if you can have more conversation with men, expressing maybe like because men struggle too, and men have all these perspectives too.
100%.
It's all about collaboration, isn't it? Like we all
Yeah.
need to come together. No, not really. Just
No?
it was so nice to have. Like, thanks so much for having me on.
It's
and
been lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link your Instagrams and everything else. So if anyone's got any questions or are looking at investing with Emma, then
Hit
you
me
can
up.
obviously just get in touch with her through there. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I'll see you on next week's episode.